Good morning. Happy Sunday. It's 7:30 a.m. I have some great people already in the chat. I've got Uncle Big Guy, Evelyn, who had a birthday just recently. Happy birthday, Evelyn. I'm so glad you're here. John Gugahan is getting some more coffee. Brian Doyle is in the house. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Bucky's here with me. I got some coffee. Oh, goodness gracious. I do love coffee. Jeff Foltz, happy Easter. Happy Easter. Woo! What a week. What a week. Indeed. It's Sunday morning, 7:30 a.m. Let's go. How was everybody's week this week? Last night I went and hung out with some friends of mine that I've been friends with for a long time. My friend Robbie. We went to high school together. I met him my sophomore year. So 1996 is when we became friends. And he is the drummer for a band called Driving at Night. They played their second show. They've been a band for quite some time, but more of a recording project, not so much a live project, but they did play their second show last night. That was my first time seeing them play. You may be familiar with the band as they do, or the band that is the intro music that you hear on every single one of my videos. So that's Driving at Night. I tell them all the time that they have either the most genius name in the industry or the worst name in the industry because everybody hates Driving at Night, except for me. I prefer Drive at Night, get on the road, 9:30 at night, drive in the dark, just me and the semis. That's all I love. I love it, love it, love it. Heath is here. Hey, yo. I missed their Friday Night Live this week. I was busy. Didn't get a chance to swing by and say hello on Friday night. I hope that went well. Coffee. So that was fun last night. I was home by like 11:30. So a little later than normal for me, but not too bad. Pretty fun little place. Place called Black Circle Music. It's a venue. Yeah. Our youngest turned 20 years old this week. So he turned 20. We took him out on Wednesday to we took him out. He wanted barbecue. Chandra and I basically, now this will kind of play into the title of this live, as well as what the thumbnail said. So an off-plan event. We know his birthday's coming up, but we don't always know what we're going to do on each birthday. He ended up wanting this barbecue joint that we just didn't really care to have, so we got pizza. We went and had pizza. So an off-plan event would be us getting pizza, and the positive spin, if you will, which is what I put on the thumbnail, is the fact that I got a large pizza, and instead of eating it in one sitting, it took me 3 days. So I guess you can look at that as two different ways. I ate pizza for 3 days, or the fact that I didn't eat a whole pizza in one sitting like I used to. So you can look at it either way. And he says, no worries. We've been busy as well. Yeah. Life happens. Yeah. Yeah. And then Thursday, we met up with Maitreya. She is in town, or was in town, for a con, indie Hoosier Con, or I don't know what it was called. I don't know. Something, she was leading some board game tournament thing that she was doing. So we got together and we went to Luminalti's, which is a pizza place. and actually had pizza, but they have sausage crust pizza. Um, it was interesting. Not my favorite. It's still in the fridge. I'm probably gonna give it to my brother today. Um, it wasn't bad. It just didn't. I don't know. It was just something about it I was not a fan of. You know, you can't win them all, I suppose. Mm. So, has anybody? How many people have tried the new keto chow? What are your thoughts? So, Shander wouldn't try it. If you did see my video, Shander wouldn't try it. I tried it as a shake. I thought it was great. I thought it was like a thick version of like a cereal milk, without the crunchy, without the like the cereal pieces in it. Just curious to what all you guys thought. Darth Carnivore's in the house. Good morning, Charlie. How are you doing, sir? Um, I had Culture Casino on yesterday. We talked for about 2 hours. I think we had a great conversation. If you haven't had a chance, go back and take a listen to that. Um, Pretty interesting stuff. He's on a totally different level. He is a up and coming growing YouTuber in the entertainment space. Uh, does daily lives talking about all kinds of entertainment based news, movies, video games, comic books, that kind of stuff. Um, Evelyn says she makes a homemade sausage crust pizza. She likes her homemade version. I kind of think it would be kind of cool to mix it in and try to find a way to make it crispy. Like this wasn't crispy; it was like breakfast sausage consistency, and that was just a little weird for me. Like I said, it tasted fine. It's just the consistency is what was kind of off for me. So, but you'll have that. Uh, so, trying to think what else happened this weekend. We Nobody's adding chia seeds. What are we adding chia seeds to? I mean, did I miss something? It will fudge with white chocolate chips. Yum. I don't know. I mean, I think I missed something here. I don't know. I don't want it crunchy. I did watch this morning. I did watch Two Crazy Ketos video on how to make the little cereal pieces or whatever, how to make the crunchy cereal. That looks interesting. Again, I don't have a stand mixer, so I haven't been able to make like the Neely bread or the Maria Emmerich bread. I haven't got a chance to make any of that stuff. Um, so I don't have a stand mixer. We've talked about buying a stand mixer, but they're like 3 or 4 or $500, and that's just an expense that we just haven't really felt like putting out. Or in that case, I'd probably buy a camera instead. But you know, just an idea. I feel you. Um, because there's like the chia seed pudding that just never looked appetizing to me. This seemed like it would be kind of like slimy. I don't know. Like there's certain keto recipes that have been around a long time, like especially some of the earlier keto recipes, like we got hemp hearts when we first went keto. We went and bought anything and everything that people were talking about. Oh, you gotta have hemp hearts and have all these things. And like we still have the same container of hemp hearts in our pantry that we bought in 2016. So you know, I mean, maybe I don't know, maybe that's just us. I mean, we've gone through the almond flour, the coconut flour. I remember making like things like that. I've told people to make the savory versions of keto chow into fudge or creamies for April Fool's Day. I could imagine taco ice cream or beef fudge. You're trying to be like Kyle over at Vulgar Chef and trying to make like the steak tartare put chocolate cups and stuff. Or he puts like bologna in them and cuts like bologna and stuff into it. I have ideas on what I could do, how I can make those cups, but we'll have to see. Like chocolate bologna peanut butter cups. That sounds delicious. Let me know if you would try that. Uh, maybe I'm just weird. Because I used to eat like peanut butter and butter sandwiches. If we had all the ingredients, I would make like when I was a kid, like it reminds me of like a poverty sandwich, but you couldn't really be too impoverished because you had to have all the ingredients to make it. You'd have bread, peanut butter, cheese, bologna, and potato chips. It'd be a big that was a hefty sandwich. Oh, so good though. Hungry, he says, nope. Yeah. PB and dill pickles. I just love the idea of like biting into a chocolate cup and be like, oh, whoa, what was in there? I don't know what it's about. Sometimes, like in early mornings, my nose runs. John says that he made chia seed pudding for the first time in forever yesterday. It was quite good. So, it's like I used to like. So Chandra loved tapioca pudding, and I used to just like it's like vanilla pudding with plastic beads in it. I don't understand. Um, Life is like a box of chocolates. Sometimes you'll get raw beef in the middle. Sometimes you have peanut butter and bologna. Woo! He says I would dip chocolate chip cookies into queso, but that's just come on, dude. That's crazy enough. I mean, we've all had those weird combos that we're into. I remember when I was a kid and I go to my great grandma's house, I would eat red hot candies and drink milk. So red hots and milk. How weird is that? Brian's like, I'm over here trying to simplify everything, and y'all coming up with this stuff. Sometimes, like the stuff you see on the internet is just crazy and wild. Like I said, Kyle over at the Vulgar Chef comes up with some of the most amazingly ridiculous stuff. Like, um, I don't know, like chocolate chip cookies with like macaroni and cheese in the middle and stuff. Just weird stuff. Just weird, wild stuff. Sometimes it's just crazy. It really does. Like, I need ice cream with pickles in it. I think you could get dill pickle ice cream because there's that Llewellyn's or Llewellyn. I don't know. There's some brand at like Walmart's that they would have like Dijon, like Grey Poupon ice cream, and they would have like some not so weird ones that have like popcorn flavored ice cream and stuff. But then they would have like the Kraft mac and cheese ice cream. And Uncle Big Guy saying hello to everybody. Shelly King is in the house. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Shelly. Uh, it's no surprise to anybody, but they have confirmed that Keto Chow will be one of the sponsors at this year's Keto Palooza KPL 24. I didn't really think there'd be much of a I didn't figure they wouldn't be there, but it's good that they've announced it and I'm excited. That means we get to see all of our favorite friends at KPL. We get to see Chris and Miriam and Lynette. and everybody else. So that'll be exciting. Just more things happening to make you feel like you're missing out. So, I know that 2KK are going to be in Indiana sometime the next week. I don't know if they're. I haven't heard anything about when, whatever's going on. Um, yeah. Evelyn's asking, when do they do the seasonal flavor release? I imagine they'll be doing it sometime soon. It's technically spring already, right? What had done happened was Wait, said, see what happened was I was at a party and I had a plate of several different things, and the cookie just slipped in. Sure, it did. It just slipped in all by itself. It just slipped in, didn't it? It's still dark out, or maybe not. I don't know. I don't know where you are. It might be daylight out here. I don't know what's going on. I'm here. Oh yeah, you know. So we went to the movies Monday night to watch the new Ghostbusters. So I won't give any spoilers away. It was a good movie. I mean, if you go back, like any movies in recent past, if you put any kind of critique to it, it may not hold up to the critique. Like you can go in and you can watch there's a YouTube channel that I like that does sc- uh movie scripts, like it's like a comedy movie script thing, like, do you have a movie script for me? And then like the guys, like the same guy goes back and forth, like the script writer guy and the producer guy or whatever, and they talk about it. And then I watched Critical Drinkers review of the new movie, and he points out a lot of things, and I'm like, yeah, I get it, I see. And I mean, I enjoyed the movie, and I think that's what's really important. But then if you go back and kind of overanalyze it, a lot of movies don't hold up if when you start overanalyzing them. And I think that's kind of what happens with this movie. So I'm not really giving anything away. Um, but we went to Kroger and we're buying snacks, and we went a little overboard. We ended up spending like $76 on snacks. Like ridiculous, right? Like, and we only took a handful of them in with the movies with us, and then we had a soda and maybe a popcorn, you know. Good morning. Just woke up 7:45. Time to kick the dogs out in the rain. Well, don't kick the dogs. They're good dogs. But yeah, so we saw the movie. It was good. It's nice getting away, like getting out and doing something like getting out to the movies with the wife, and just we were the only people in the theater. And like as soon as the credits rolled up, like the guy working the theater was like standing there, like, what did you think? What did you think? And I was like, you've got to be lonely, dude. Um, but yeah, I was a pretty good movie. And Brian's talking about like the last time he went to the movie, his wife dragged him to the Shiny Vampire movie. I didn't watch any of those movies. They just no, I couldn't do it. The kids watched them all. Yeah, but the movie theater prices at probably like $276. Yeah. Yeah, and that's okay. But we still have most of the snacks, and we'll probably end up doing like reviews on some of them. We got a couple different things that we'll probably review. I got a couple like new chips, like protein chips that we found. We'll do a review on those. It's like three flavors. Um, some like these bars that we found that like some fit crunch bars we may do a review on. So I mean, we'll put it to use and we'll get like 40 cents back from YouTube. um, but yeah, I mean, yeah. Yeah, and I mean the movie really, I think it was like 35 bucks. Two of us to go see the movie, a popcorn and a drink. It was like 35 bucks. I mean, you really can't beat that. I mean, you can't. Could have bought and used a Vitamex on Marketplace for that. I don't know. I mean, I just kind of wonder like something like why I've never seen a Vitamex show up on Marketplace. The last thing I bought on Marketplace, I bought like a was like middle of the pandemic. I bought a Jackson guitar in a case, and it's a nice guitar. I mean, it's up in my closet. I mean, I bought like three guitars over the pandemic, so I was going to relearn how to play guitar, and then yet here I am doing YouTube instead. Chandra finds stuff like she found a pre-Duffy bear we paid $7 for and turned around and sold it for like $500. So, you know, with a Disney park bear from years and years ago. So she has better luck with Marketplace than I do. So, you know, I would like a Vitamix. I would like a Vitamix and a stand mixer, like whatever the super nice name brand of the stand mixers are, whatever that is. I can't think of it right now. Um, like the one they can get all the weird attachments for and stuff. I see them all the time at Costco. I kind of want some of those little blend jet blenders too, because you can get like the 32-ounce little cup things for those. Those look cool. I think that'd be kind of nice for a keto chow, but I don't know how it is to put those in the fridge, or how that works. I don't know. Um, Trying to think what else happened this week. We had a Tuesday live. Chandra and I did a Tuesday live. It was cut short because one of the boy came over with the dog and the new girlfriend. And even though I don't think he was supposed to be a girlfriend, or she's not supposed to be a girlfriend, that's not what they're calling it, or whatever. So yeah, Evelyn's right. KitchenAid. That's what it is. A KitchenAid stand mixer. They're so expensive. Um, Maybe Santa will bring me one day when I'm older. Yeah. So we got that, but we cut that short. So it was like we did like not even an hour. So I feel like we'll probably have to make it up to you guys on this Tuesday. Um, I haven't been doing like the vertical lives. I may try to do those again a little bit and see how those kind of come out and see. Um, he said Brian said he's got a bunch on Marketplace right now under $200 near him. Darth Carnivore says I have my KitchenAid stand mixer from 18 years ago when the wife got married. That's good. You can make those new keto chow things the new the protein sparing modified fast cookie, like the cereal or whatever that Rachel and Joe made. Those look kind of cool. You got refurbished for good deal on most expensive gadgets. It's like one of those things. Like I'm worried, like to get a refurbished one. I kind of want to get like a brand new one. Like we are on our like we've been buying these the instant pod coffee makers, and they're just that are bad design, I guess. Because like ours was going weird and wonky. So like we had gotten one for our daughter a couple years ago, but she never really used it. So we've got hers now. That's like our fourth one. Yeah. So I don't know. The Ward and I will be going live this afternoon for the MS Journey update. So you're gonna go. Are you gonna do a vertical live, Heath? You're gonna try that out and see how that goes. I've seen some gamers and stuff. Like I've been seeing some stats on like channel growth and stuff. Like one gamer's been going live doing that and went from like 600 subscribers to like 20,000 subscribers. But I mean that's gaming and not quite what we do. But I know the first time I did it, I had a whole bunch, like 600 people come in and were like chatting throughout the hour that I was live. And then I got like 15 subscribers off of that. And then like the next two times I went off, I got like nine subscribers each time, and the fourth and fifth time, nothing. So I don't know. Well, the thing about the vertical limes is it does show up on the short shelf. So it can show up and you can find new people who don't necessarily know they're looking for you. That's I think the benefit of going live on the short shelf. So going live vertical puts you in a different spot where people may run across your channel that didn't know they wanted to find you. So I think that's the benefit of that. And I mean, it works. I mean, I've set it up in StreamYard so I can go live that way if I want to. But yeah, just another tool in the toolkit for the things. I'm trying to think what I did Friday. I had the girl Friday. She's been on spring break, so we didn't have to go to school. She wasn't feeling good. So she slept most of the day, which means I slept most of the day. And then when we got up, we finally got her dressed and ready to go. I took her to McDonald's because we go to McDonald's on Friday. Got her Happy Meal. I got a Coke Zero, and I dropped her off at home. Then I went to Costco and to Walmart because Chandra needed a pitch in stuff, and I didn't feel like making anything for her pitch in, so I just picked up like a meat and cheese tray with crackers or whatever in it, and then I picked up extra cheese. And I don't even know if that ever made it home or if it's still in the fridge at her work. I don't know. So yeah, like they have pitch-ins like every month or something there. I don't know what's going on. But she said basically anymore, we're just she's gonna take forks and napkins and not worry about food. It's mainly because I'm lazy and don't want to edit a video. That's the thing. Like I want to get set up to where I can do cooking live or whatever. Um, Maybe I'll get to doing that one of these days. Because I just have to set my kitchen up a little bit different. I have to get like a cooktop to go on our island and then set up the tripods and all that stuff with the cameras and go live and do all that fun stuff. I still have I have a recipe two. I filmed 2-in-1 recipe videos the other day, and I've got to um I still got to edit it. It's going to take me a while to edit those because they're long clips because it took me a long time to mix and cook and everything. It'll be a lot shorter for you guys. Most of the videos will probably be under 5 minutes because I just try to keep them short and sweet because people's attention spans really don't last that long typically. So, especially with cooking videos, I try to just show you like what's in it, how to do it, no fuss, no muss, no long backstory or anything like that, and just put it up there. Um, it's a chicken nugget recipe and a chicken chaffle recipe all in one using the same kind of batter. But yeah, so just be interested in looking at that maybe and see what you guys think. Hopefully that'll be up sometime early this week. I was hoping to have it Friday, but life does what life does. They're bad dogs running outside eating something. They're good dogs. Like I tell my brother all the time, quit being mean to your dogs. He goes, I'm not. He takes care of his dogs, but I'm always kind of a mean owner because I love his dogs and they're cute puppers. We don't have dogs. We have cats, but you know, oh, yeah. So then, like yesterday, I did like I said, I had my live with Culture Casino. Um, I thought that was a really nice interview, really nice talk, talking a lot of deep things about our whys and why we do keto and all that stuff, and did housework and all that fun stuff. And then I went to the Friends show last night. The pause before cats made us laugh. Oh, they drive me bonkers. They drive me absolutely bonkers. Oh, cats. They drive me bonkers. They are bad. One was eating something that it caught, probably a rabbit, and then puked it up on the floor. Well, that's sweet. He brought you a gift. Well, not really. That's disgusting. But, trying to turn it into positive. They're good dogs, Danny. They're good puppers. Telling you they are good. Whatever it was shouldn't have been in your yard. That's all I got to say. That rabbit was for Easter. Indeed. So like our older cat now doesn't like coming in the house. He basically lives in the garage. So when we're home, we're like putting like the garage door like a little bit of a space we can kind of come in and out of the garage. And it's starting to warm up. I put him a little bowl of food out there and a little bit of water. I have to check on that water and stuff today. Make sure he has plenty of water. Because inside we've got one of those like electric water fountain things that stainless steel, like a light in the bottom and stuff that kind of helps kill the bacteria and stuff, and holds like 2 liters of water or whatever, and they just drink it so fast. But it's good because a lot of times the cats wouldn't drink enough water, and then they would get kidney issues, and then the food we were feeding them would cause it and compound the problem, and they were having issues going to the bathroom. And now we buy like stupid expensive food, and then we have a nice water container for them. So they drink a lot of water now. So, that's the reason you didn't get any chocolate. Yeah, the granddaughter was excited today because today's Easter. She goes, "You know how many days till Easter? You know how many days till Easter? 1 day." This was yesterday when I was talking to her. Yeah. And like as soon as I got on the live yesterday, my daughter was calling me, and sending me texts. And I was like, I'm live. What, I'm trying to text her and still do the interview and stuff. And I had to send her a screenshot of our insurance because she was getting her car plated because we got her a new car last month. And like in Indiana now, you have like 45 days to get it plated. And so now she's good and she doesn't have to get it replated till December of 2025. So that's good. That's always good. Like we did that when Shannon got her car, got the new car that we have. We did it like 2 years. So we didn't have to worry about it. Now we need to plate them now. They're due this month. Well, they were due in March. We just haven't done them yet. A little slow, but that movie's so depressing, man. And I remember buying that movie. Like we bought it at Meyer one night, late night. We were at Meyer when I was like, because I was working nights, and we just saw it. And I was like, Patrick Swayze and Drew Barrymore in this movie. Okay, and we bought it. We're watching it, and the song in that movie is like the most depressing song on the planet. I don't think there's a more depressing song than at all. Evelyn said, I told my kids we weren't doing Easter candy this year. They told me they still have candy from last year. I mean, that's the thing is, I'm sure that the kids get the granddaughter candy. We don't. We usually buy her other kinds of stuff for Easter. I don't think we bought her anything this year. We'll probably take her to the store tomorrow and buy her a bunch of stuff on clearance, whatever she wants. That's typically the way it works. Costco had like a bath kit, like a bluey bath kit. So that would be kind of fun. Maybe we'll get that. It was like $20 though. I know, but but it just reminds me of the time because we bought it on DVD and I remember watching it and just being like, what is it? What is it even in the what's even this going on? Like I didn't understand. Like the movie was just like I never heard of it. I don't even know if it was in theaters. It just kind of one of those movies that just kind of like ended up on video and we owned it and just like what? So many movies like that in my past. Like the Doom generation and all these weird movies we had on VHS. It's like I remember renting Clerks. My buddy and I stayed the night at my buddy's house and we rented Clerks and a couple other movies. And we put Clerks in and it was in black and white. We're like, is something wrong with the TV? Something wrong with your VHS? Is there something wrong with your VCR? Like, what's going on? Nope, they just filmed it in black and white. Uh, let's take a look real quick. Like, we're coming up. I want to see if there's been any updates on the Keto Palooza website. To see, I know it's presented by Get Tickets. Is there anything speaker lineup? Speakers to be announced. So nothing new yet. Yeah. So so nothing new posted yet. Hopefully she'll get on. Hopefully that'll get posted sooner rather than later. I'm getting antsy, and I know we've got months and months and months to go. You guys are awful quiet today. My eye is itchy. Yep, scratching my eyes. Not really a lot going on. I mean, outside of the fact that like I had like 3 days of pizza this week, um, which hindsight makes me feel bad, but it was okay. It was pepperoni and sausage pizza. I like pepperoni and sausage. Evelyn says, I'm guessing people are with kids, open Easter baskets, etc. This Saturday is the Keto San Antonio meetup. Who all is going to be there? Isn't like aren't the Bears going to be there? Like Chris and Miriam, they're in Florida right now. Um, and then Dr. Barry and his wife. And I thought two crazy ketos were going to be there, but I guess, yeah. And then John Gugahan is saying that he's getting ready for church earlier than usual. This morning, the crowds will be leaving earlier. I imagine so. It's kind of like one of like the busy church days. So like everybody gets up and goes, I guess, for Easter Sunday. And Shelly's saying that she's still here ear hustling while cooking and baking. We're invited to Easter at our friend's house today at 2 p.m. I'm on call at 6:30 a.m. So I'm hustling to get everything done. You never know when the OR will call us in. Oh yeah, I couldn't imagine. I think we were supposed to go to Chicago on Thursday, and then Shander picked up work on Friday, so we may not be able to go now. I got to text her, remind her of that. Yeah, I'm texting her right now. because we didn't actually really ever solidify that we were in fact going. So yes, plus Terry from my ketogenic family YouTube channel. I would love to make it down there. I know I need to get down to Texas sometime in the near future. My buddy's been bugging me to come down. He wants to pay for me to come down there to Dallas. Just a matter of getting down to Dallas and knowing that I have people to see, like family. I have my sisters that live in the Dallas Fort Worth area, my buddy, that I've got a friend who lives in Austin, and then you guys are in Houston. So there's a lot, like I would be like getting into Texas, and then I'd try not to feel obligated to see everybody, but I would try to, and then it would be like an ultra stressed out situation. But that's at least the way that I always look at it. Like, and I want to go to the comedy mothership. I want to go see comedy shows in Austin. So many things that I want to do when I get down to Texas, and I probably just cram that into like 4 days. So it'd probably be impossible because I wouldn't be able to stay all that long. But yeah, that's kind of why I haven't done it, because I probably need to cram it into like a very short amount of time, and I would just be like getting out the plane, go 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 go, get back on the plane, and that sounds miserable because I like to hang out and take my time and hang out, and not like just show up and see my sister for like 5 minutes and then go do this for 5 minutes and then you know. The last time I was in Texas was for my sister's wedding. I want to say that was it was during the pandemic, so yeah, I think because I had to wear a mask on the plane. So yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there's actually 2 meetups the same day. There's a DFW meetup, and then there's the Keto San Antonio meetup. Um, I'm not sure who's putting on the DFW. Let me look and see what this one is. This is an event for those who eat carnivore or ketovore and want to meet others who do the same. This is a casual event put together as we make new friends, share our journey. Cooper's Old Time Barbecue. It doesn't really say who's putting it on. It doesn't say who we are. And this one has organizers, the venue, and all that stuff. So, yeah, that one's a little bit more information. I'm not even sure I'm familiar with the people putting this on. I don't even know. I mean, outside of Miriam and Chris Bear, I just kind of feel like the community is growing so fast I can't keep up. I don't know if you guys feel the same or not. I just kind of feel like at sometimes it's like going so fast I just can't even keep up with it at all. Like there's just like new channels, and channels are getting bigger and bigger and moving faster and faster. And good morning, Stacy. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Happy Easter. Yeah, I just kind of, I'm like, it's just a crazy how fast things are growing. Like so much going on all the time. Mm. And my coffee's gone. That's sad. Oh. I'm trying to think like what we've got going on this week. I don't think there's anything worthwhile, like no movies to go see right now. And that's kind of bumming me out. Like I want to like go to the movies, but there's like nothing going on. There's nothing worth going to see. Even the previews during Ghostbusters were kind of terrible. I mean, there's the new Godzilla movie, Arthur the King, not sure what that is. Kung Fu Panda 4, Imaginary, which I'm not sure if that's I think that's a scary movie. Dune Part 2, A Cat's Life. Is Imaginary a scary movie? Yeah, it's like a PG-13 scary movie. Yeah. John Guggenheim, you be safe. You have a great rest of your day. Thank you for hanging out with us. Yeah, you can't forget Ken. Ken is the man. Yes, indeedy. So I have 2 more weeks of guests booked on my Saturday sit down. I have a good friend of mine, John, next Saturday. And then I have Brandy the following Saturday, Obese to Dime Piece. She's an Instagram influencer that I've been following for a while. And after that, I don't have anybody booked. I'm not quite sure. We'll have to pull that by ear to see if um, what this. I have to probably kind of check it out and see like what I'm doing. I'm still waiting to try to see if I'm going to get a job at Costco or not, and how that's going to work, and what my hours will be, and all that fun stuff before I really try to book anything else. So we may have a week where I miss, maybe 2 weeks where I miss, but I'll be working on booking more people. I'm looking maybe to try to get the CEO of Perfect Keto on to talk, because there's questions that I have as I was a person that is an affiliate with them for quite a while, and I really enjoy their products. And I just kind of want to see maybe we can get them on a talk, and maybe give a high level. Probably the only thing you'd be able to do is kind of get an eye like what their plan is and all that stuff, what they're going to be doing and all that. Um, Shelley says that King Arthur was awesome. Mark Wahlberg is in it. It's a really feel good movie. So anymore, there's like I look at movies and I go, okay, is that a movie that I really want to invest the money and time to go to the theater to see, or do I wait for that for streaming? And like I think like a movie like King Kong, like the Godzilla King Kong movie, that would be a good movie to see in theaters. It just didn't really like tickle my fancy, so I don't know if we'll actually go see it or not. You know, and Heath is saying he's so far the loop on what movies and shows are out right now. Currently watching True Detective and Golden Girls. I watched the first season of True Detective, and then I tried watching the second season and didn't get into it. And then we tried watching the another series over there, the Perry Mason, and that didn't catch on with us. We're more comedies. We've been watching the Ted Lasso show on the Apple TV Plus. Arthur the King was a true story for four-person cross-country extreme race teams up with a stray dog. Okay, okay. Yeah, we are in the middle like season 2 of The Bear. Um I know there's going to be more seasons. I think season 3 is on its way. Um Season 4 has been greenlit, so we haven't finished it yet, but we'll get back around to it. Um We've been watching Animal Control, but that's on Hulu, and they've been putting it out week to week. So we'll just usually let it go a couple of weeks and then watch a couple episodes back to back, and then wait a few more weeks to watch it again. Um, I think early April, Loot will be back on with Maya Rudolph, show where she's a billionaire and she's a philanthropist now and all that stuff. And it was funny, so we'll catch that and see if that's any good or not. Our Thursday group meeting was centered around addiction, and we watched your emotional eating YouTube. Oh well, thank you so much. I hope that brought some. I hope that brought some information, and I don't know. I hope it helped people. Um, that's what I hope. I mean, that's what I hope all of this does. Kind of putting yourself out there, and hopefully, it does right by people. So yes, so I understand that, and I feel the same way. But at the same time, because of like the new tendency to binge, there's a lot of things where like when TV was only week to week, there was more engagement people to people. So when something was week to week and you couldn't watch it at your leisure, then everybody had to watch it at the same time or you missed out. So then that was what everybody talked about, like, on everybody talked Friday morning about Thursday night's TV shows. Chances are you had like four channels, you were talking about the same thing. At least you had a group of people. And now with so much streaming services and so much, you can go back and watch shows from the 80s. People are so fragmented, there's not really a way for that engagement to happen. So there's going to be kind of a disjointed, especially like our kids and our kids, like our grandkids, their sense of pop culture is going to be so disjointed from the way that our pop culture, like we all get, like, if I time to make the donuts, you know what I'm talking about. But we don't have that. We don't have that at this time. Like, if it's not a meme, they don't really know. I mean, it has to be a meme for them to know what anything. You know what I mean? Like condescending Wonka, they may get that, maybe, but I mean, because of there being 52 streaming services, and each streaming service having thousands of TV shows, and you can only watch Hill Street Blues from 1985. You know what I mean? Like that causes pop culture to be very disjointed. Where, like, if you look at like what happened with, say, like the ending of MASH, like the last episode of MASH was watched by like 11 million people. That's like Super Bowl numbers. And now, like, you can barely get a couple 100,000 people to do something or whatever, unless you're Mr. Beast. But yeah, I don't know. That's just, so I understand. And streaming services fail when they do. There's a lot. They have to put more effort and energy to promotion on things that are dumped all on like right now. Like, you get your 10 episodes, and someone watches that in one day, and then it just kind of dies. So I mean, and then that's why like shows you really like never come back, because a group of people watched it in one day, nobody really talked about it, nobody spread it, and then it just dies. So I think like week to week is irritating, but I think week to week is a better way to keep shows going that you like. That's kind of a weird way. It was very well. I'm very glad, and I hopefully we'll be able to make it up there for Thursday night sometime in the near future. Spring rolls around. We were supposed to go to Chicago this Thursday, but it looks like we're probably not doing that because I forgot. And now Shander's working Friday. So, as you do. Jen Delaney, I missed you. I do have Jen and Brian scheduled sometime in the future to sit down with me on a Saturday. I've pushed it out. Hopefully, we'll get that sorted out and we'll get a date solidified again in the future. because I really do look forward to sitting down with her and him as I've got a little belches here, and just really getting a chance to chat with them because I love them a lot. They're some of my favorite people. Yeah, favorite people. So yeah. So you had texted me the other day asking kind of what happened with Chandra. So long story short, somebody cloned like my handle and my thing. So they went on some other channel on a live and commented as me, and some like some conspiracy channel. I'm not quite sure who they are. I've never heard of them before. They've got pretty big following, and so they commented, and I guess the guy got riled up, and some people who watched their stuff reached out to Chandra on her eBay and left like a long email on her eBay asking like, how do we know all this stuff, and how do we know this guy's going to jail? And I'm like, and we got the email before we realized what was going on, and we're like, what is this even about? Like, that's crazy. It doesn't make any sense. We had no idea. And so she, did like the thing, and then the next day, when we got up, I was looking through Twitter and I saw that somebody had tagged me in something on Twitter. It was like a screenshot of a video, and I went and looked at the video, found the timestamp, and was like, "Oh, somebody commented as me and said this person's going to jail." And the dude got all flustered and upset and was showing my channel and stuff. And yeah, so Shander kind of freaked out and was like, "I don't think I want to do lives anymore," and all that stuff. So that's kind of like in a nutshell. But I think it was kind of like just like a overblown reaction because I don't think anything's really a big deal about it. Um, I mean, because like I said, we had no idea what was even going on, who this channel was. It wasn't us commenting on their live or anything like that. And maybe I think they realized that too because we've never heard anything back from them or anything like that. So that's always a plus. But yeah, it was really kind of silly, but I mean, she was pretty upset about it because eBay is like something she's been building for 20 years, and just to have something like that come along, it just really bothered her. So yeah, they're going to be doing a cross country trek next year, going all the way to Columbus, Ohio. And I guess I don't know. I don't know if they're going through Louisville or if they're going through St. Louis, or I don't really know. I know they're going to be in like Nashville. They're talking about being in St. Louis. I don't know. I don't know what their course is. But if they're in that, like I don't know, because either way, Nashville. I don't know. I don't know what their like thing is. I don't know what their routing is for this thing, or what all destination to hit. But I mean, obviously, with a couple year with a year to go, with a year to go, it's obviously one of those things that will probably have routing eventually. Briefly in Louisville, but I imagine if you guys are doing a full on meetup in Columbus, Ohio, then I imagine that's probably where we'll all go. Depending, making sure that I mean, obviously, there's a year from now, a lot can change and availability and all that stuff, but I don't see it being an issue. But I'm looking forward to it. So what had done happened was we typically take a trip every year, but this year we are kind of taking a break to save money. And then next year they're going to go balls to the wall. But yeah, Brian and I did a scavenger hunt puzzle run through Louisville yesterday, and it ended at this old gnarled witch's tree. And I thought, this is right up Shelley's alley. And they're saving up for a trip to Europe in 2026. I don't think Europe's ready for you guys. Yeah. I want to go to Europe. Shander's been to Europe. I have not been to Europe. I want to go to Sweden and Norway and Finland. I just imagine just death metal as far as the eye could see. But alas, I'm probably wrong. Power metal and death metal. You like power metal, like nerd metal. I don't know if anybody's into that. Probably not. But I think a lot of people would be probably more into power metal than I think that they would let on, or than they would even understand. It's just not very popular in the states. There's not a lot. A lot of the bands that I like have never toured the United States and probably never will. But yeah, that's where the death metal comes in. More death metal tours the states than power metal. There's not a lot of power metal. Like you may get Dragon Force and maybe get Camelot, Hammerfall, that kind of stuff, but you're not going to get like at least the incarnation of like bands like Dark Moor that I liked. They're not together anymore. Like they have a new vocalist, like 20 years ago, new vocalist. Heath says, in my opinion, death metal is Cookie Monster. I mean, Cookie Monster's pretty cool, but death metal's pretty dope. It's just like super intricate, and I love it. And it's not for everybody, and I get that. It's definitely not Taylor Swift. Yeah, I know not everybody's into that kind of stuff, but there was a show that I saw that's coming to the venue I was at last night. But the name of the band I can't even say here, so I'm not gonna say it. We love you too, Stacy and Ken. Be safe, have fun, and enjoy your day. So like that, and that's what I've talked to like different people about. Like, if you look at the some people like you can't understand the words and all this, that I'm like, I get it. I don't really care, um, but I think like if you take a step back and look at the vocals as kind of an accompanying instrument, just like the guitars, drums, bass, and whatever, then I think it opens up the ability. It kind of opens things up a little bit more, like to interpretation. I guess then it's a little bit better. Like, um, I mean, there's some phenomenal female vocalists in the genre, like Cheney Crab, I think her name is, from a band called Entheos. Um, I mean, you got some of the best some of the best that's ever been, like Frank Mullins from Suffocation, and George Fisher from Cannibal Corpse and all that stuff. But you know, the Change Healthcare outage still has me working so much overtime. I got to log into work today again. And when I slow down, we will sit down and talk. It's going to be May at the O. That's fine. I've got it pushed out to June just in case. And I've got it as a as unlisted. But whenever you have time, no rush, no hurry. I know you're busy, and I know whenever you have time, you'll sit down with me. So I'm not trying to be pressuring or anything like that, but I get that too. And when I'm in the mood for that, that's when I listen to Clutch. Um, I don't know. I like stuff like I love like I was talking last night. We were sitting in the green room at the club, and my buddy was putting his drums together and everything, and we were waiting for them to go on and talking about stuff like last year I got to go see Botch, and I had never got to see them. They kind of broke up between like 2002, 2003, right around the time I was actually finding out that they were a band. And I got to see them last year, and they went just as hard as I think they probably did back 20 years ago. And just like I don't care how old I get, I'm going to be up front and just getting pummeled and having a good time in that, up front in a show like that. Just the energy, the power, there's just nothing better than that. Like, I don't know. There's just something about heavy music and power music, like just that raw energy is so awesome to me. Like, as much as I get into stuff like as much as I love like other types of music, like Clutch used to be a band that was very powerful. As they've aged, their fan base has aged as well. So things have calmed down to a degree, but um I still love I love live shows. I love amps in the face. And a lot of times the bigger shows just aren't, that. Once your band broke up, you turn your back on music? Well, that's rude. Music never turns its back on you, Heath. I brought Brian a ticket for the first day of Louder Than Life in Louisville. I think it is Slipknot, Seether, Offspring, Five Finger Death Punch, 740. Those just, if I was 19, I would totally be into going and spending 4 or 5 days seeing 30 bands in a day. As much as I love going to see like bands and getting the amps in the face, there's just something about like 50,000 people that would just drive me insane. I like small club shows, maybe even theater shows, like, maybe 1,000 people, even though like maybe 100 people is better. But I just like, I know my friend of mine's taking her daughter to one of those shows. I don't know if it's the one in Ohio or the one in Kentucky. They're going to all 4 days or whatever. I'm just like, oh my God. Just like the idea of having to use like a porta potty every day. Oh, Brenda's here. Good morning, Brenda. But yeah, I don't know. Like, that's kind of where I'm at. Yeah, the intimate shows are what I always like the best because that's kind of what I was always in. I would book those shows. I played those shows. Um, because I was in bands in the early 2000s, late 90s, early 2000s. My friends and I would get together because our school, the way our high school was, we had a lot of days, like at least 1 or 2 days a month, we had half days, and we would just always go to my friend's house and jam because nobody was home. His parents weren't home, the neighbors weren't home, and we could jam out and be loud and just have a good time. And then that turned later on and then being in bands and playing shows and going out of state and playing shows. And then I got into like A&R work and booking shows and scouting bands and all that stuff. And then played music a little bit more. And then it never quite turned anything any after that. But music is just in me. Music saved me early on. Like keto saved me now, but music saved me then. So yeah. So I mean, and you live in Houston. There's got to be tons of shows going on all the time down in Houston or in Dallas or Austin. I mean, I'd be going to shows all the time. I mean, I live in Indiana. We don't get that many shows. Um, yeah, like Crowbar's playing Black Circle soon. I'd like to go see Crowbar. Um, Other shows are coming that I'd like to go to. The big shows just don't really interest me as much anymore. One, because they've just gotten too expensive. Um, I like a couple of years ago, I paid $50 to go see Baroness at Black Circle, which was a very intimate show for them because they usually play bigger venues. So that was a lot of fun getting to see Baroness in a very intimate setting like that. They're really awesome. So yeah, don't forget to share, subscribe, comment online, comment online, comment online. I mean, to me, I don't know. I don't know. I know, like up in Dallas, there was like that Gas Monkey Bar and Grill place. I never got to go to that. I've never been to any shows in Texas, but I know there are good shows. And I mean, I imagine there's a lot of good venues in Dallas and Houston and Austin and all that. I mean, Austin has shows probably every night of the week. That's where like South by Southwest is. And well, enjoy your day. Have fun cooking. But yeah, yeah, I want to go to more shows. Yeah. I want to go see that show that I'm talking about, but I can't say the name here. It's just not a good name for YouTube. Um, if you're interested, Heath, you can text me and I'll send you the name of the band. You can take a listen to them and see if you liked them or whatever. I did put an application at Costco, but I haven't heard back from them, so I don't really know what's going on with that. I need to look that up and see. Last time I looked, it said it was open. I haven't heard from them. Um, yeah, Costco's not even open today. Yeah, I'm trying to log in and see. It says your application remains active for 90 days, so I don't really know what's going on with that. So I need to look and see if they've got my. Says status is open, so I don't know. I need to reach out to them again and see what they've got going on. Yeah, I mean, but most of the shows that I go to aren't that expensive. Like the band that I'm talking about going to see is $20. Like maybe after fees, $25. Parking's free. I don't care. Even if I had to pay for parking, so what? $20? I mean, and if I am going to go to a big show and pay a lot of money, what's parking $20? That's not going to be the end of the world for me. So yeah, I'm still waiting, Jen. I'm going to call them tomorrow. They're not open today. Being Good Friday, Sunday, Easter. I don't even know if they were open Friday or not. They're open. They're closed on a lot of holidays. So like Crowbar's like 25 or 20 or $25. Um, so I mean, most of the stuff that I like to go see is not that expensive. Um, I think the most expensive ticket I've ever paid was $150, but that was like in 2011, and I went to see Deftones in Louisville at the Expo 5, and we got like early entrance, we got like a lanyard, a poster, a signed set list, like a little thing of goodies, like a little box of picks, and we got it's like a big signed poster, a signed set list, and then we got to watch sound check, and then we got pictures with the band. So that was pretty awesome to me. That was like now, like then I paid $100 just to see them in the pandemic. I paid $100 prior to the pandemic because then the pandemic hit. Then the show kept getting moved and moved, and then that was $100 to go to be up in the pit area or whatever. So that wasn't bad. That was like $20 for parking, but I split that amongst people who rode with me. So I know like shows at like at our amphitheater parking is free. At least it used to be. I haven't been in a while. I used to go multiple times a year, like when Ozfest was a thing, and we go to Ozfest or Lollapalooza or um, Warp Tour. I know Summer Slaughter is going to be a thing this year, so maybe Summer Slaughter will come through Indy and they'll have a decent lineup, and hopefully some cool bands will come through. But yeah, I mean, I'm into a lot of music that most people aren't, and I understand that. But it's nice because then shows are small and tickets are cheap. So y'all could just listen to Nickelback and be okay. Ugh. um, yeah, yeah. Oh, I don't know what's happening this week. I know I've got videos to edit. I got a bunch of videos to edit. I haven't got around to editing yet. You know, Cindy's here. She is late. She is tardy, but here now. Happy Easter. Thank you for being here, Cindy. How's Brian? Is he doing good? She had cooking or Chris Cook in Nashville on Friday night on her live. I only got a chance to listen to a little bit of that when I was getting stuff together. So this one, you say? It's pretty good. It is like it's basically cereal milk. It basically tastes like you just had a bowl of cereal, but the difference is obviously Keto Chow's thicker, and there's no like cereal dust in it or whatever. So it's like not gritty, and it's a little thicker. Um, and I made mine with butter because I know like butter lets the flavor come through a little bit more than heavy cream does. So I've never made it with heavy cream. I always want to make sure the flavors come through. But I've seen other videos now where they're making it the creamy, or they're making in they're making like this protein sparing like cereal puff things with it. That looks stuff pretty good. But then like we were talking about a whole thing with me not having a stand mixer. So yeah, if somebody wants to make those and bring them to our May meetup, that would be pretty cool. I would try those. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Anybody? But yeah, I think it's a pretty solid flavor. But I'm gonna look up and see because I guess they didn't order as much. So let me look and see exactly how many they have. Because they have that fun little display counter. It looks like availability is still pretty good. It's more, they've got like at least 3/4 or better of it left. So if you want to order some and try some, I have a link down below. Feels so scandalous when I do that. It's like, I know, I mean, that's the whole point of being an affiliate or whatever, but it feels so like, order from me. You know, I'm glad he is good. I hope you're taking care of him. Oh, but yeah, I think it's a good flavor. I am curious though, like when all these limited edition flavors, like, are they going to become seasonal? Are they going to be just kind of like one and done? They'll never bring them back. Are they going to bring them back every once in a while? Because I know like nothing sold faster. I don't think, like, so super, like the butterscotch sold crazy. The peppermint sold crazy, like it was gone. The potato one sold crazy. I think you could still get. I want to say you can still get the mushroom one. Let me look and see. The mushroom is still available. If I can find my mouse for some reason, it always disappears on me. Yeah, the mushroom is almost gone. So if you liked mushroom and you want to get some, I would say now's the time because it's a little sliver. I'll bring it up on the screen so you can see what I'm talking about. So you can see that little bitty line there, or the little bitty line here. It's right here. If you can even see, I don't even think you can see my mouse there. Nope. Doesn't show up. Weird. But you can see just a little bit of availability versus the new fruity flavor has a lot of availability left. And from what Joe said on their video, there's not a lot of it. They didn't order a whole bunch. Yeah, Evelyn's right. So, Evelyn, I think if they make birthday cake a permanent flavor, I may order a big bag of that because I really like that. And I've never ordered, like, the flavors I think are big bag worthy would be, like, big bag worthy flavors to me would be pecan sticky bun, birthday cake, um, probably butterscotch would be a big bag flavor. I mean, I don't know what you guys think. I'm gonna put a poll in here. No, I'm not gonna put in pecan sticky bun because that's already available in a big bag. So there's the poll. Vote. If you're watching or listening to this outside of YouTube, you need to come over to YouTube to vote in the poll. So if you're watching this on Facebook or Twitter, head on over to YouTube, check it out, and you can vote. Be safe, Evelyn. Have a great rest of your day, dear. Because I know people do kind of pop in and watch over on Twitter from time to time. So, yeah. So if you are watching over on YouTube or YouTube, I'm kind of a silly goose here. If you are watching outside of YouTube and you want to vote in this poll, head on over and yeah. I didn't like chocolate malt, but I've never been a big malt person in the first place. Malt kind of like to me, malt is a generational thing that just kind of like by the time we were into it, like chocolate malts just weren't real. Like it was just chocolate shakes by the time I was a kid. So the whole malt flavor just kind of like it didn't taste enough like Whoppers for me. It didn't taste like that to me. But again, I didn't try a chocolate malt shake, I don't think. I'm pretty sure I have some left. I'm sure I have a packet or two left. But yeah. I thought more people would vote for baked potato. But I mean, there's not a lot of people voting here. There's like 36 people watching, as far as what I can tell between the platforms that this shows up on. So, um, yeah. So chocolate malt was okay. It's just not a flavor because we just did a creamy of that, and I was like, it's okay. But maybe I will try. Maybe I'll make maybe I'll make a a shake of the chocolate malt and see how I feel about it. It might taste a little different. Maybe taste a little bit better. We'll wait and see. Brian is saying he's got to get out of here. 2 custom cutting boards. Have a good day. Have a good one, sir. I need to see. I wonder how I maybe I'll get with you one of these days and see what you would charge me for a cutting board with my logo in it. That would be kind of cool for videos. Uh, think about it and I'll reach out to you. I'm not sure how to do that. But you can always email me at ketosimple@hotmail.com. But thanks for being here, sir. I appreciate you very much. Um, yeah. Also, somebody did vote for peppermint, baked potato, 7 votes. Interesting. It's kind of a quiet day. But I'm glad Jen is here. Jen, thank you for being here today. I have missed you greatly, dear, because I feel like I miss Evelyn too, because she wasn't at the last meetup. Um, she sent fudge in lieu of her presence, so that was nice. But not as nice as her, but and it was weird going to a meetup where Jen wasn't there. Um, She loves it. So like she's on spring break right now. She gets 2 weeks. So last week and then we got this week coming up. And she was mad when I told her when I picked her up the last Friday and told her she wouldn't have school for 2 weeks. She was not happy. She was mad. And I think it's good for her because I mean, just hanging out with us old people is not good for her. I mean, it is because you get this time with your grandparents and all that stuff, and it's good, but it's not like she needs to be around kids. And so, like, when we took her Wednesday to Build-A-Bear, and that's where we got cotton and candy stuffed, our gigantic axolotls. We posted photos on Facebook about that. The giant axolotls. Um, they're so heavy. They're like they got to be 10 pounds each. And so Jan or Jackie gave us a suggestion for the naming them, and we named them Cotton and Candy. The blue one is Cotton, and the pink one is Candy. Um, and she got a Hello Kitty wearing a Princess Aurora dress. And yeah, it's I we love going to Build a Bear, but then we let her play like because we were at the mall and they have like a little play area, and she was playing with friends and well, new friends to her. But that was a lot of fun. So I mean, she just needs to be around more kids. So that's the most important thing about school. And like we try to teach her and sit down with her and but she doesn't care to learn from us. She just has no interest in learning from us. Like she says her ABCs and counts and all that stuff, but like when we sit down and do workbooks with her, she could care less because she's got stuff to do. Her boss is calling her and she's got all this work to do and she's got like 100 kids and she's always busy and on the go. So she has no time to do schoolwork or any work with us, but she does work at school. So that's good. And then she gets to play outside and go to the gym and all that stuff. So yeah, she really, really likes it. So she's only got until like I think the last day of May, and then she's out for the summer. Then she starts kindergarten next year or in the fall. So then I don't know if then she goes every day for kindergarten. I don't know if it's every day for a few hours a day. I don't. I will have to find out. But yeah, and then obviously first grade, then she goes in the morning and stays till the afternoon. So you know, but I'm excited for her because school is very important to her. She loves homework. She gets upset when the teacher doesn't put homework in her folder. Um, So, and I know that'll all shift as she gets older, but at least now it's cute. Oh, well, I guess I will go ahead and end this today. It's about 90 minutes, 95 minutes. Be sure to head over and check out Autumn and Richard's live coming up soon. I'm going to make sure they're even doing one today. I don't want to tell you to go look for something that's not going to be there. I'll put the link in here for everybody. So there's the link for Autumn and Richards live at 9:30. So in a little less than 30 minutes, about 25 minutes, head on over to them. I want to say thank you to everybody hanging out with me today. A little slower of a Sunday, but that's not so bad. Thank you to all the people who were subscribed, liked, and all the people. As soon as I can get to my banner here, everybody who is a member, I appreciate each and every one of you. I hope you all have a wonderful day with your family. Enjoy Easter. And we will see you on Tuesday or Wednesday. I'm not sure yet. We'll figure it out. Thank you all so much for being here. I love you all. And see you this week.